statement to me tonight that rather than talk about the town business and looking forward, Whitney Lee still wants to carry on a war. I'm sorry, I don't care about your personal life, and I don't think other people do either. You know, Mark, they're different speakers from the floor. You only allow you restrict it to non-agenda items. I think in the interest of open government, public comment speakers from the floor should be able to come up here and talk about town business. I'm not allowed to make public comments about anything on this agenda, but somebody else can sit here for 5 minutes, 8 minutes, and go on about some personal story that does not belong in this environment at this meeting. I'd like to encourage you all to remember there's $90 million in the bank. You have over $6 million in those wonderful 5% CDs. It's probably the best, soundest investment you could have today. And I hope that you'll be fiscally conservative and do what you can to maintain the $6 million and the 5%. That would best serve the town. And there should be more than enough to do what you want to do. I encourage you to be open and honest about what you're going to do and how much it's going to cost. And again, Mark, I think you need to rethink this policy, and in the interest of democracy, I think people should be able to talk about agenda items.
Thank you, ma'am. Virginia Lee.
Virginia Lee, 7415 Idling Lane, Summerfield. Becky has addressed my speech tonight. I wanted to get up here and remind everyone that tomorrow is Veterans Day. And we have quite a number of veterans that have a dream to build a monument. And I feel like we, as a community, should get behind them and ask what we can do to help them. This is a bad situation with our finances and everybody being out of a job. And I know I personally cannot give as much as I would like to see that memorial built, but I can work. I can help yard sales and wash cars, and maybe even have chicken suppers at church, and maybe make people help give donations so that we can build this fund and get that built. It took us 10 years to realize our dream on the park. They don't have 10 years. So let's work together and let's get this built and let those men stand up here and salute their flag in front of their monument before they leave us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. I'm glad there's something we agree on.
Thank you. You and I agree on a lot of things sometimes.
If you want to wash cars, I'll be your first person.
Okay?
Do we have other speakers?
I
from the
just
floor?
don't wait to do minutes.
May I make one more comment, Mark? Ms. Lee, we're having a meeting on Wednesday night, and I will relay your offer of help to the fundraising committee. That's okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Wayne Crawford, 1106 Tennessee Highway 150 West. I wasn't sure I was going to get up and speak about it, but after previous discussions, I felt compelled to get up here and speak to something that was said beforehand. Yes, there was an email that was sent out 2 a.m. last night. It went to all the council members. It went to many in the community. It also went to undisclosed recipients, because there's some in the community that love to bait and switch and go on the offense when they're acting defensive. The email that was described earlier that went to all the council members was addressing an issue that came before council and the council openly discussed back in 2008. I'm going to read a brief of this email. June 19, 2008, regular Summerfield council meeting continued from June 10, 2008. Topic, business from council. Update from, and it also went to the newspapers. Update from committee chair meetings regarding volunteers and ethics statement. Councilman Ray stated that he asked for this issue to be brought back before council because he was unhappy with term limit provisions and felt it inappropriate to ask about bankruptcies. I repeat, Ray brought this statement up, and he said he felt it was inappropriate in the ethics statement, in the volunteer form, the application form, to ask about bankruptcy. This is a fact, an indisputed fact, a public fact. July 8, 2008. Regular council meeting, volunteer application discussion. The requirements for volunteers to disclose bankruptcies was removed, even though many volunteers had signed without any issues or complaints. Suggestion that all applicants be subject to the same background checks fails. All volunteers being subject to the same rules fails. It's at council's discretion at this point in time, because of that change, to, at their discretion, investigate or not investigate as they see fit. The motion passed 3-2. Ray, Williams, and Barnes for stripping disclosure, Flowers and Strickland for keeping disclosure. July 15, 2008. That was July 8 when it was stripped. July 15, 2008. Thomas Valent, Director of Sponsorship. That's actually an inaccuracy. A previous Director of Sponsorship. That would be the accurate way of saying that. Summerfield Recreation Association arrested for embezzlement from that organization. October 14, 2008, regular Summerfield Council meeting. Committee reports. It's not relevant to the conversation, but it started out with Reese Walker talking about the Halloween event. Neither here nor there, but he said this. Williams chimes in. In the community center, there will be events with younger folks. Folks that don't want to go out on the trail. There will be lots of games. Maybe Whitney can bring us up to date since she's sort of coordinating, aren't you, Whitney? Whitney answers questions. Do you really want me to? Williams says yes. Whitney Lee. I kind of got nominated, volunteered, thanks to Sue Beeson, who is Parks and Rec Chair. This is the exact verbatim that was in the email, folks. This is what you did not hear in the previous little tirade up here. I was kind of nominated by Sue Beeson, Parks and Rec Chair. In the bush, she didn't volunteer, she volunteered. Hello, Mr. Crawford. I'd like to say I don't want you to videotape me on this website, but I'm putting all council meetings on the website. It's open meeting, folks. It all goes to the website. All right, next thing. North Carolina Bankruptcy Court. This is addressing what the disclosure that was stripped out. I did a rather exhaustive search. I didn't do that exhaustive, but rather exhaustive. And I only found 2 bankruptcies. And interestingly enough, they would have very close ties to Mr. Ray, who asked for it to be stripped. North Carolina Mental Bankruptcy Court, case such and such, Whitney Lee. My heart goes out to you for your child. I'm very sorry, but it did occur. It is a fact, and that question was stripped from the volunteer application form, which is what the whole point of the email was about, not going on the attack against individuals. The other one was a bankruptcy court filing by Mr. Thomas Valent, Chapter 7, which means it didn't repay. Thank you for repaying. That's actually very accurate. I like that. And I gave references and such. The point here is that it is improper and actually illegal to use a council position to benefit them and those that are close to an individual. That's called nepotism. So, Mr. Ray, I'd like to ask you to make a motion to put back in language
Your time is up.
that we're going to ask our volunteers to disclose, and if you refuse, if you don't think that's suitable, I'm going to ask you to resign.
Your time is up, please. Okay, committee reports, Founder's Day. Okay, let's come to order, please. We don't have anything to report for Founder's Day yet. Finance Committee.
Finance will not be meeting in November and December unless business comes up to council, and we will start in January with our budget planning.
Okay, Historical.
We will not meet in November, except our regular meetings on Thanksgiving Day.
Parks and Rec.
I'm standing in for Parks and Rec. We held our regular meeting Thursday night. We're going to have a planning session on Friday at Coffee Friday night to continue to work on our focus. We can't seem to get that in our regular meeting, so we're going to have a planning session on Friday